Hi everyone, thanks for joining into another shower thought. So Sam, what is the most desirable trait another person can possess?
So I guess it depends what type of person you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
people's a very broad spectrum of things.
All right,
And also, you're a piece of shit. I know where you're taking this question.
let me split
Uh,
into three categories for you then, just to make it a bit easier for you. Category one, in a partner. Category
right.
two, in a friend.
Yep.
Category three, in a coworker. I feel like
Coworker.
that
Okay.
covers most sort of people
Yep.
categories.
hmm Okay. Let's just get this the tough one done.
Hmm.
My partner. There's probably two main things that I think would be ideal characteristics.
What are they?
There's no way I don't annoy some people by saying this stuff. So I will apologize in advance. Number one is independence for sure. Like they have to be able to do their own thing without relying on me very much. Like I'm quite a time poor individual. I've got a lot of things to do. I've got a lot of things to focus on. And sometimes one particular person will not be at the top of that list. So they need to be able to, fend for themselves and have their own things that they're passionate about, that they do irrespective of whatever I do. So that I know that they've always got something, they're working towards, always got something that they're wanting to do too. It's not just kind of invested in me as a person, because I'm not going to be there all the time. I like doing lots of my own things. And yeah, for sure, we'll do heaps of stuff together. But there's times when like I think someone can be too overbearing and then too trying to fit into every single aspect of your life.
Okay.
And
So what are like some signs or what are some things that you think could be considered too dependent?
too dependent. I guess not being able to have like spare time by themselves, and also not having any particular interests that they're particularly passionate about. And so instead of, me being that thing that they're completely passionate about, I'm like the be all and end all. I would rather not be that. I would rather, me fit into their life, and then they've got something else that they're driven towards. They're always investing their emotional intensity into. And, times when like they're just doing their thing, I'm like, awesome, they're doing their thing, you know? And then there's that kind of mutual respect for not getting in each other's way when you're in these kind of periods of just kind of growing and learning and expanding. Because that can, for me, I know it in myself. Like it's happened to me before. Like I can just feel like constrained and restricted, and then I've got to try and, someone else has put me on top of the pedestal, so I'm like I've got to put them up there too. But I've got so many other things to do. I've got so much to do. Like we're quite young. Like we've got a lot of time in this earth
Mm.
left to go.
Okay. So
And
what I'm picking up what you're putting down is essentially you want to view a relationship as sort of two worlds coming together, but still being
mm,
your own two worlds, but like working in cohesion when necessary, instead of just like one person, you jumping into that person and being their world. Because and then obviously that's when they yeah become too dependent on you.
yeah, exactly. Like they have to have their own life. Like I find it very hard to kind of bring someone in, and if I can't make someone I can't force someone to come into my life. So I want to have two little lives that can kind of intertwine together and just like kind of coexist.
Mm,
You know,
okay.
there's yeah, it's a tricky one, because I guess everyone's really individual and everyone's really different. And this might totally change when I meet, a particular person, or if I don't meet any particular person. I find that this just changes because I'm being too, I guess, specific about what I like in people. But yeah, I think that would be a pretty important thing for me.
From where I'm coming from, I don't think that's too much of a crazy thought. It just depends. Everyone wants a bit of independence. Like you don't want to be bombarded. You don't want to, just feel like, yeah, exactly, you're getting constrained by just having to always like do things. But
Mm.
it's a matter of the different level of it. And
Mm,
and I think it's pretty healthy in a relationship to have that independence so you can both go off and do your own thing, because
mm,
essentially we came into this world by ourselves. So like, we've been by ourselves for a lot of time besides,
yeah.
family, friends, whatnot. But like you still need
Yeah.
that alone time just to focus on your own things and just
You get
be
buried in the
be with
ground by
yourself.
yourself too. Like,
Exactly.
there's one way in, there's one way out, and there's no one else there at that time. I guess I feel like that could be defined as a classic Sam kind of polarized vision of the world.
Yeah. But so it's like your experiences have led you to that, and
Mm,
like this is just how you like what's happening in your life and how you just develop. So it's not
mm.
bad, it's not good, it's just normal. That's it. What else
Human, I
is
guess.
anything else you find in a partner?
I mean, for me, I guess I kind of links into the independence thing, but passion. Someone's got
Passionate.
to be passionate.
Passionate for you.
It doesn't no, it doesn't have to be me, but they have to have something that they love, that's what they're here to do,
Mm,
and I think a really important aspect of passion is being quite in touch with yourself and knowing what you're passionate about, like trying to do particular things to try and learn and figure out, what gives you that sense of fulfillment. And if they've found that, they know what they're doing. That can be anything. It could be bloody business, hiking, reading. I don't care if you're passionate about watching TV, but something that like this, what's what you love to do. Something that we can share that kind of same experience about wanting to do something for the sake of just doing it. Like if someone doesn't really have that, that kind of that self-awareness of what they want to try and achieve in this lifetime, like I don't know if we're going to get along very well. Like
mm.
they'll be like, why are you doing all this stupid shit? And I'll be like, why aren't you doing all this stupid shit? Like I think that's a very crucial element for me.
All right. I know you're a pretty motivational man and just driven. So do you think there's a place in there, because not everyone has found their passion and
Mm.
not everyone will essentially at the same time. So do you think there's a way for you to help someone find their passion, or do you want someone who's already found their passion?
But in that sense, if I had to try, like, you know, I I I wouldn't class myself a teacher by any means, but like if like them coming into my life and then forming a relationship and then them kind of learning how to find their passion or whatever they like to from there, like there's still me that's been that X factor. Like if I'm not there anymore, does that mean the passion's gone? Like if all the drive is coming from me for them to become passionate about something, if
Mm,
I'm not there anymore, like, or if I'm not pushing them to do something, they're still going to want to do it. So I think it's like a very, like, I don't know if I'm hunting for a black swan here, but like I feel like it's something that you got to kind of figure out and learn yourself. And like, yeah, you can have people kind of help you and push you in certain directions and guide you along the way, but like I don't know if that fits the role of what a partner or a relationship needs to do. Like I think it can for sure it can work out amazingly, but like for me, if someone's like relying on me to be the thing that drives them, that's not going to work because I'm not going to be there all the time. Like if unless they have that want to get up early in the morning, I don't know, stay up late at night by themselves on their own merit, then that to me I think is a much more desirable characteristic.
mm. Well, man, all I've got to say is when you find this partner, you guys are going to be a high functioning duo. It's going to be dangerous.
I was thinking this the other day, or someone would ask me the other day, she's like, what are you going to do when you actually find someone that's really similar to you? Would you get along? I was like, gosh, no way. Oh, I think it'd be too competitive.
Imagine that. Like, I woke up at 4. I woke up at 3:49. It's like,
I mean, like,
Damn.
weekend fun runs wouldn't be fun runs anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is that what I need? Is that what I'm looking for? I don't know. I guess I won't really know until it's there in front of me.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for answering that about the partner. Yeah, definitely put you on the spot there, and it's good to see you, saying things that maybe others might not really agree with, or
Mm.
that might step on others' toes. But that is life. What
I
about
guess that's why we got into this game, isn't it?
yeah? What about in a friend?
A friend. I guess friend can be very variable. I guess you have lots of different types of friends.
All right,
But
best mate. Like, let's just say a mate that you want to be, like someone who you want to be in your life forever.
mm, number one for sure is loyalty. Like, I think I'm a very loyal person, and I will go to the ends of the earth for anyone, that falls under my little umbrella of, I don't know, friends. And like, if I kind of start, like, I do that on the premise that it's going to get reciprocated. And like, if you start kind of getting hints that kind of undying, unconditional loyalty to stand by someone isn't given back, then like, immediately in my head I'm like, okay, cool, like, that kind of drops someone down a pedestal. It doesn't mean I'm not going to stop, trying really hard for them, but in my head, I'll know that this person probably won't do the same thing for me in the same scenario. And
Mm.
I can accept that. That's fine. I think I care a lot. I've got a lot of feelings to give. But in a true friend, they'll be able to match that. And do or die. We'll ride that thing to the end. Like, if we're going to say something, we're going to do it. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it right. And that, then you're both going to be there at the end on that finish line. To me, that's the marker of a true friend.
Well said. I can't dispute that one at all.
Mm. I guess that would probably be the main one for me.
Mm.
Loyalty is like, you could put that in any of these categories, I guess. Like, but to me, like, your friend, I don't know, like, they'll be with you when your partner's not.
Mm.
Your friends are always there,
Your
and
friends are your backbone.
yeah, like, they'll pick you up when your partner won't. You know, they'll they've been there since you could bloody walk. Like, they know you better than you know yourself. They're the ones that can, give you that kind of perspective that it'll hurt, but they're the only people that are educated enough to give it to you and for you to actually listen to it. So to be able to kind of, have that trust, to be able to, say that I'll go to the end with you, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think that falls under the umbrella of loyalty too.
Awesome. Any other trait then? Oh,
I guess one
I'm
that,
sure there's many, but
yeah, it's more hard just to pick particular ones. Like, I feel like I could blab about any particular emotion right now, but I guess humility would be quite important. Just the fact that they can be humble in who they are. I guess I would find that if they were trying to be something that they're not, I would struggle to, I guess maybe make a connection with them or something. I don't really know how that
yeah,
all works, but
humility is like one of those sort of unspoken things. Like when someone's not humble, you just kind of just like, oh, this guy, oh, this person, or this chick. Well, like, it's just, it's kind of a irritating trait to be around when someone's just not humble, and
mm,
it just flows into other bits of your relationship too. So I agree
I
with
feel
that
like
one.
it can just sour like particular elements. Like, they can be amazing people, but if they're like, I'm the damn bee's knees of this game, like, they're kind of putting themselves above you a little bit.
Yeah,
And you're like, well, it's a give and take thing. Like, we can coexist in this world. Like, no one has to be better than anyone else. You just have to try your
exactly.
best.
Yeah, I think that now that you mentioned that, I think that's one of like my craziest traits that like that's so important to me. If someone has the ability to think they're better than someone else just because of who they are or whatever, that just instantly kind of corrodes them to me because
Mm,
like it's just I don't know, it's a pretty toxic trait to think you're better than
mm,
someone else because of this or X reason, and it just leads to so many problems.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Look, I guess last on that list is co-workers.
Coworker.
I guess co-workers, fall into like a tricky little thing because I think there's can be two kinds of co-workers depending on how you like to work. There can be fun co-workers, or there can be get shit done co-workers. And I think like a good mix of the two is important. But for me, like two characteristics that fit into like a combination of that kind of fun but determined would be determination. I guess would be that
Yeah.
first one. They have to have that internal thing to want more, to keep doing more, to keep being better.
Yeah.
Classic word, Kaizen. Keep on learning and
Kaizen.
improve. Like I expect a lot of myself at work, and I would expect a lot from other people at work too. And someone can like rise up to that, man. Like that's awesome, doing amazing. Like I would respect that so much. But then if someone like is doing subpar, just kind of just existing and just getting through, I don't know. For me, that's just not a characteristic or a trait that I think I would gravitate towards very much.
Mm. Yeah, the worst is like that, like I guess going off what we were talking about that when we reviewed that book, Grit, that sort of fixed mindset with a coworker, if they're just like, oh, I can't do this, and then they don't try, and then oftentimes you have to pick up the effort for them. That's just that's just poor. Like, don't be like, I can't do it. Be determined to learn how to do it, how to actually implement whatever you're trying to do and get it done. Because in the end, we're there together. Like, I'm not here to work for you and work also do my own work. Like, put your socks up and get it done sort of attitude,
Yeah, I get that totally. And I guess kind of leading from that, another important thing with those types of people would be empathy. I think if someone could be a good listener, essentially like a good friend can be very empathetic, or a good partner can be very empathetic. Having that support at work too, someone who's just going to listen to you, break down how you feel and kind of pick you up, get you back on track. And even just having someone that can, I don't know, you can just whinge together. Like, I think that's really important. Someone that can kind of, bounce back, ideas and feelings and thoughts and just kind of rationalize it in their head and say, look, totally get it. Totally understand. This sucks. We'll get through it. Let's pick ourselves up and go. Like, I think that's a very important thing too.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with that, especially because, work is probably the place where you probably feel the most stressed or most uncomfortable in your life, within your whole life. Like, that's where you really get tested, and it's easy and stuff to explain it to someone who doesn't work, but they just don't quite get it. But like to explain to someone who's doing the job, experience the same thing, and just having that fat whinge or fat just fat chat about it just makes it so much easier, and you can just the power of talking things through. Yeah. Well then,
That's what I would find important in a human being.
that's good. Thank you for giving us a little deep dive into your brain to see the desirable
It's all right.
traits.
It's all right.
I'm very interested to see your journey and to see when this partner comes and what sort of productivity we realize in this world from that. But yeah, thanks for answering that one.
The little subconscious thoughts kind of, I guess, tick away at the back of your head. And all of a sudden they're kind of there in front of you. I'm like, shit, who's ever going to fit that profile? All right.
No, man, there's 7 billion people in this world. Someone fits that profile.
Well, I'm going to throw you in the deep end for your next question.
See you later. Thanks for listening, guys.